state. So before I introduce and thank our two U.S. senators that are here, Senator Blumenthal, Senator Murphy, I also want to thank the governor because it was his call and in response to his call that the Small Business Administration is here today and will be for the next 2 days to provide small business loans, small loans, not just business loans, but loans to individuals to help them both with property loss, those that want to relocate, or a variety of needs that frankly I didn't know SBA even did. So I don't know if this is creative, but it's certainly responsive and certainly greatly appreciated here in the city of Bridgeport. Before coming down, I was told the number of people who already applied. I don't know the exact number, but we're seeing this isn't just one of those things, a program or an opportunity that's put out there. It sounds good. It's one that's being that's having an impact right here in the city of Bridgeport. So I'm greatly appreciative. Before I turn it over to Senator Murphy, I want to thank him and Senator Blumenthal for so many things that go beyond what we're talking about in this press conference. And I don't want to mix messages, but in my short tenure here now, I don't know, 7 weeks or so, we've already participated in a number of positive things in ways that they've been so present, so visible, and so responsive and proactive for not just the people of the state of Connecticut, but people of the city of Bridgeport. So with those thanks, I want to thank Small Business Administration. I'm going to introduce Senator Murphy. He's going to introduce Senator Blumenthal, and then SBA, and then if there's any questions. So with that, Senator, thanks so much for being here. What you're doing.
Thank you very much, Mayor Ganim. Let me just give my thanks first and foremost to Bridgeport Fire and Police for responding so quickly and so ably to this fire. It is remarkable that there wasn't more personal injury. We're so thankful that everyone made it out of that fire alive. There was a lot of property destruction. That's the reason we're here today, but first and foremost, we're so glad that we have brave first responders who stepped up, as they always do, to keep the people in those apartment buildings safe. But the devastation is large. Over 100 people were displaced. They're living in a variety of circumstances today. You had over 30 units that were either destroyed or greatly damaged. And we need SBA's help. So we're glad that SBA is here today. And we want to talk a little bit about this program because the mayor's right. A lot of people don't understand that SBA isn't just in the business of helping small businesses. SBA also is there to help individuals who are in need. This is an existing but often underutilized SBA program that gives small, low-interest loans to individuals who have lost personal property because of a fire or natural disaster. It's also available to property owners to help them rebuild, but in this case, because we're dealing with renters, we're talking about reimbursement for individuals who have personal property lost. I'll let Reed and his team talk more about the specifics, but you can get up to $40,000 and at very low interest rates with very generous terms. The interest rate for individuals who don't have access to any other credit is capped at 4%, and the term can go for as long as 30 years. So if you're imagining a homeowner who might need just a small $5,000 loan in order to replace some personal property, a 30-year loan at 4% would be about $25 a month. And you simply can't find that kind of loan in the private sector. So this SBA program is a lifeline to families that have nowhere else to go to replace simple, basic household items like clothes, like appliances, things that you can't live without as you move on to your next apartment. So we've been big supporters of the SBA in Washington, and we support them not just because of what they do for small businesses, but what they do for homeowners and renters like today. So they're going to be here today and tomorrow and the day after. They're going to be available by phone, even when they're not available by card table. Already today, we've seen pretty substantial foot traffic. I think we've already seen about a dozen applications be filed, and I think there'll be more and more people seeking this help as they realize that it's available. So we just wanted to be here to help get the word out about this program, because those 120 individuals are scattered all around Bridgeport and the greater Bridgeport area today, and we need them to know that there's help on the way. So with that, let me turn it over to my partner in all of this. I know we were both working hard with SBA to make this possible. Let me introduce Senator Blumenthal.
Thank you. I want to join in thanking first responders, police, and firemen, particularly the firefighters who went to the scene and at a time of holiday celebration really gave so much of themselves and so steadfastly, as first responders often do. And I want to thank the people of the city of Bridgeport. I was with the mayor in the days right after this disaster, and literally the people of Bridgeport poured out their hearts, their wallets, their clothes, food, all kinds of stuff, and it was truly extraordinary as an outpouring of support for the unfortunate victims of this disaster. We use the word disaster a lot. It's one of the most overused words in the English language. This fire was a true disaster. It was a disaster of historic magnitude, unprecedented in Bridgeport's history, probably in the state's history. And the kinds of impacts on people's lives, on real voices and faces, are incalculable. For someone who literally loses a home, it's more than just the shelter and the bricks and mortar. It's a place where people go to feel safe and secure, where children know there is a warm bed and hot food and a place where they feel secure. To replace that home is not just a luxury for these hundreds of families. It is a necessity. And that's why this program and its immediacy, its adequacy are so important. The Small Business Administration does more than just business. It helps people who are victims of disasters, large or small, go back to their homes and to rebuild. That's what's happening here. Bridgeport is rebuilding in the way Bridgeport always does. It's a gritty, tough city that never is knocked down, always comes back, and that's what these folks are doing. But they need a little bit of help, like we all do when we're knocked down. And these loans are tremendously important, particularly the loans to the homeowners, which can be as low as 1.87% over 30 years. Let me repeat that. 1.87%. Hold on. Right. I'm not a numbers guy. 1.87% over 30 years is practically unheard of.
1.813, you were lower.
1.813. Trust the mayor, not the senator. So people should avail themselves of this opportunity. It's a way to rebuild and to come back in the way that Bridgeport does and Connecticut people do all the time. And there's one last point that's important here. SBA is on the scene, as are other federal assisters. And it's the partnership between the federal and state and local government that will get the job done here. And I just want to thank the mayor for his leadership, because he has been on this issue from literally the moments when everybody learned about this fire, about the disaster, about the folks who now are without permanent homes. And he has been relentless in trying to seek help for them. And at a time when government is often regarded with something less than total respect, and sometimes, as we know in Washington, fails to perform as well as it should. Here's an example of government doing something really good, really fast, really important. That's part of the lesson here, and I'm very proud to introduce Reed Hope, who is the lead SBA person here on the scene.
Thank you. Well, normally SBA comes to assist victims of huge disasters, earthquakes, floods. I just come from South Carolina. But we also do the smaller disasters too, like this one. This is not a presidentially declared disaster like normal, where FEMA would come out, but SBA does come out. The rate in South Carolina was 1.87% interest, and we do try to find a way to loan the money to people. We are not a bank. We don't have the same types of stringent qualifications. We do try to find a way to help people, understanding that they have lost everything. For real estate, we can go up to $200,000. For renters, we can go up to $40,000 for personal property. That would include an automobile also, or two. That's included in personal property. But I would encourage everybody who was affected by this to come and file an application with us. We will try and find a way to help everyone that comes out. So far, we've been fairly busy today. We'll be here for at least 2 more days. So do tell your neighbors, tell your friends to come out and apply. You can also apply online if you prefer. Go to sba.gov. But I would encourage you to come out and talk to us and file with us. We scan and email in documents overnight, so it's a little more efficient for us to help you, and we can answer the questions that you might have as well.
Can you say and spell your name for us?